So I went to go watch the Minecraft movie not too long ago, and this is my not immediate reaction, but not too long after reaction. Now, I'm going to first go over the pros, and then go over the cons, and then give my final rating. Starting off with the pros, I really liked how the movie started. I think that was not a perfect start to the movie, but about as good as you can do. You know, the guy's name's Steve. He wants to be a miner, and then he finds the thing. And I mean, I liked it. I love Jack Black as an actor, so I did like his role, but I'll get more to that later. Another pro I like about it is I really like the visuals a lot in this movie. I think for a Minecraft movie, they made them about as good as they can. Now, I have seen like animations like on YouTube and stuff like that of videos where like it looks like if it was actually Minecraft and was actually animated, so it kind of looks dull. But I think for this, they made it to where, it looks bright and it looks, engaging enough. Again, I think the visuals are really good. And some other pros, I think they picked up on a lot of they knew about some stuff that are more advanced, like in the game, like knowing how to make the creeper farms and knowing how to do the chicken, the cooked chicken farm with the lava. Like, not every Minecraft player knows how to do that, I'd say. And they obviously were a bit, they knew more than just the surface level stuff about Minecraft. So I guess that was good too. Another pro is, and this is one of my favorite parts of the movie, the tribute to Technoblade, when, they had the pig walking around with the crown. And, he's like, is that guy ruler? And then Jack Black goes, nah, that's a legend. And so that was pretty cool. And then, like, all the kids in the theater clapped. And so that was nice. Other than that, any more pros? Again, yeah, I think... Oh, and the acting. I think the acting from Jason Momoa, I think he did the best. I think he absolutely did the best out of all the actors here. I think, he was funny. He played his role well. I mean, he's just a great actor in this movie. He absolutely was the best actor. Any more pros? I don't know. And also, okay, the little thing, I do like the relatability, to the dogs, Everybody loves their dogs in Minecraft. If you don't, you're a little psychopath and don't deserve to play the game. Nah, just kidding. But, yeah, it's somewhat relatable, too. Not really, though, as I'll get that into the cons later. But, again, I really like the start of the movie, too. I think it started good, especially with Jason Momoa. Now, on to the cons. There were a good bit of cons in this movie. I'm not going to lie. Starting off with acting. I was talking about how it was good from Jason Momoa and somewhat Jack Black. I'm going to go into the cons of the acting. Now, I love Jack Black. I think he's an amazing actor. But he just... I don't know. He was, overly corny sometimes. I think there were times where he was hilarious. A lot of the times, he was kind of corny. Now, this movie is more focused towards a younger audience. I get it. But also, people like me, and even though I don't play Minecraft that often anymore, I've technically been playing Minecraft for over 10 years now. So, it's not like everyone there is just a little kid. And I keep thinking this, I'm comparing his acting performance to where if you literally put a guy in his mid-40s into the role. Just the way he talked, he's like, Flint and Steel, chicken jockey, and it just sounds like something a guy in their mid to late 40s would say, if they are in that role. It just is kind of corny sometimes. He absolutely overdid it on a lot of moments. And again, he didn't have a bad performance. It was just kind of excessive on a lot of things and kind of inappropriate at times. Not inappropriate in a, R way, but just it was not appropriate for the time. But also, I think this movie would have been better if it was just Jack Black and Jason Momoa. I think, if we're being honest, I mean, at least to me personally, I don't think the other actors did that good. I think you could leave in the kid, but the two other girls and stuff just were not, it was corny. It wasn't good. I didn't like very much of any of their stuff. It just kind of felt like they were dragged along there, just used as side characters that shouldn't have been in the movie, but were. But yeah, I think this movie would have been a good bit better if it was just Jason Momoa and Jack Black. Even though, I mean, it is a kid's movie. They're trying to be goofy. It just felt kind of awkward having the two girls in there. It just kind of felt like a piece that didn't need to be there. Another con. Now, I'm not one to pick at the accuracy of the actual game, but there were times where it was kind of like blatantly stupid. Like starting off with the entire plot of the movie. So there's this Nether Pig Queen, right, who's invading the overworld, which is based off, I think it's that game called Minecraft Legends, if I'm not mistaken, where the overworld like invades the Nether invades the overworld. I don't know if that's where they got it from, or they just kind of happened to come up with the same idea. But yeah, the whole pig queen person. I mean, even if they had a something that wasn't in the game, it felt like, why that role? Because you could have gone with the Wither, that is the Nether leader, because that would make a lot more sense, because that's actually in the game. Also, they could have had the end. Like, there's an entirely new dimension. They're acting like there's the overworld and the Nether. There's the end too, which is like debatably like the biggest moment of the game, because it's the end of the game. That's how you beat Minecraft technically. And they just completely like don't even acknowledge that there is the end. There's no Ender Dragon, which is, again, that's how you beat the game. You kill the Ender Dragon. So they didn't have any recognition of that. The crafting, I didn't care about the crafting. I mean, it is what it is. I think the little like Hot Pockets or something, the Hot Pocket launcher, I think that was kind of stupid, if I'm being honest. He could have had a bow or something like that, or a crossbow. Why that? It was just kind of goofy for no reason. Another con was, the movie was an hour and 40 minutes. I looked it up. It felt like the plot moved so fast. It is just kind of like, it felt like it was giving me ADHD. Like, it just kind of, like, at the beginning, it was slow. You had time to digest what was going on in the movie. And again, I like the start of the movie. I mean, I think it was good up to the point where they all went through the mining portal and they met Steve. So that was kind of, it was just kind of a, like, mentally challenging to kind of like, I mean, of course I knew what was going on, but it was just like, oh my gosh, they're doing this now. They're doing this immediately. It's just kind of like big event after big event with no build up in between. It was just kind of here. And it was like going super fast. So it's just kind of like, it wasn't hard to pay attention to, but it was just like mentally like grinding to kind of keep like watching or paying attention to what was going on. So yeah, there's that. Other than that, okay, the part where they got to the Woodland Mansion, that might have, it wasn't the worst part of the movie, but I don't get why. I mean, the thing is, they have the evokers and the vindicators that catch them and throw them into a boxing ring where they have the chicken jockey or whatever, which made absolutely no sense, because when you can't spawn in the chicken jockey, it's a mathematically insane chance that it actually does appear in your Minecraft game. I mean, I'm not going to worry about that too much, but it just felt kind of stupid, especially like if you played the game. Like if you have any knowledge of Minecraft, you know that a lot of the Woodland Mansion stuff was kind of BS. I mean, I know it's supposed to be goofy, but Minecraft has been a game that's been around for like 15 years now, and I don't know. This movie did feel like it was made for like 10-year-olds at most. It felt honestly a bit younger than that. I'm not saying it had to be like a PG-13 movie. It just could have been like more like, I guess, more well-rounded towards like different audience ages. It just kind of felt centered towards a younger audience, even though, so many age groups that play Minecraft. I mean, it's like debatably the biggest game of all time. Other than that, I think the final scene where they got to the pig queen or whatever, it just, the iron golems, that was cool. They set up the iron golems, except for the one where they had the little like the one with the shoes or whatever that like can move really fast. Like, I get not everything is going to be accurate, but what are we doing? Like, this doesn't make sense. The giant piglin thing, again, why was the Wither not in the movie? And because the pig person at one point was talking about, all right, my commander or whatever failed to get the guy, so now we need to bring in this really powerful, blah, blah, blah. They could have just spawned the Wither. Like, that'd be insane, but they didn't. They bring in some piglin brute that's never been introduced to Minecraft. Heck, they could have had the warden, for Christ's sake, but no, they just throw in some, again, another thing that's never been in the game before. I mean, the Nether, and also there's a lot more to the Nether than just the piglins. I mean, there's also, you gotta think about it, there's also like the Wither skeletons. Where are those guys at? Is in the movie, it's literally just the piglins and the ghast. And I guess the hoglins were in for a bit, but they were riding on the hoglins, which doesn't make sense because the hoglins hate the piglins. So I don't know. Again, like I wasn't paying attention to the accuracy like a lot. I wasn't going to let that take away from the movie. It was just, but it felt overdone at times. Like, come on, what are we doing? We could have put something that was actually in the game at one point, like for this, specific spot in the movie. I'd say that's mostly it. I'd say the best scene was when the piglins like first invaded that village and they go on the Elytra run. That was cool, and I do like the idea of like the piglins, using the gas to like as the hot air balloons or whatever. That was cool, but like you see, that's a cool inaccuracy. I think that's a cool idea, but I think the part where they make the again the hot pocket launcher, or like whatever the frick it was. It was like a pizza with tater tots or something like that, or it was a tater tot launcher, whatever the frick it was. I mean, again, a lot of this movie, it was inaccurate, but it was forced. Like, Jack Black didn't have to be as goofy as he was at some point in the movie. They didn't have to make the boss inaccuracies or the crafting inaccuracies as much as they did. I wouldn't have cared to fill us in for little times, but it's in the movie a lot. So I don't know. I'm not disappointed because I will say this movie did exceed my expectations because I thought this movie was going to be absolutely terrible. This is not the case. As many cons I'm listening, this movie is not terrible. I think it has a lot of good things going for it. It's cool. The world, the atmosphere is really cool. I mean, it's got some funny moments, but at the end of the day, it was kind of overly corny at times. Like, especially the battle in the village where the two girls are, like, fighting off the horde of piglins. And I've noticed that in some other movies where it's just kind of stupid. Like, that's like if some random villager in Star Wars takes on an entire army of, like, stormtroopers. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know. I did like the piglin commander, the first one that got killed for not catching them. That was a cool. I like that part. He was a cool guy, he was good for the movie. So, but of course they took him out and replaced him with the mob that's literally never been in the game before. Again, perfect chance for there to be a Wither, but there wasn't. And that little thing, the cube or the orb of greatness, whatever they called it. It's literally a copy and paste of the Tesseract from Avengers. Like, what are we doing? It's literally, pull up a picture side by side. It almost looks the exact same, except the one in the Minecraft movies slightly more blue. And the concept of like bringing the Nether to the overworld, they're using that thing to like transport it, and it doesn't really. And the plot's kind of stupid too because you're like, all right, we're trying to go into a dimension that's never, that it's just there because this random guy figured it out. And it has no real threat to the overworld. Or to Earth, at least. It has a threat to the other world. But, I guess Jack Black just wanted to stay there for, because he didn't want to be in the real world. But that doesn't make sense because he left the overworld. I guess they could go back there or something, but from what it seemed, they started that new business. I don't know. The plot, again, it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't good. And for my final review of this video, I'm giving this a 5 out of 10. I think there are a lot of good moments, a lot of low moments. I think overall, 5 is a fair rating. Real quick, and before I go, you know what's crazy is before me and my dad saw the movie, we'd heard like where we live, like all these little kids that have been going to see the movie, and they've like been going crazy in the theater, like they've been loud as frick, and they've been like doing all this crazy stuff in the theater. I'm like, there's just no way, because how are you that immature in a movie theater that's in a public space when everyone's trying to watch? And it literally felt like a daycare center. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but they like clapped after every scene. Like, it started when they first met Steve. They're like, when he's like, I am Steve or whatever. And then everyone started clapping. And then like after every scene, within 3 minutes after, they started clapping. So kids were loud as frick. Definitely did not help the experience of the movie. And oh my gosh, the chicken jockey part, when everyone saw that, it was so bad because on Friday when it came out, like some of my friends went to see it and they were saying like how bad it was. Like all the kids just started screaming for some reason. I don't know, but the movie theater experience was pretty crap. The last time I'd been to a movie was when Guardians of the Galaxy 3 came out. And that was cool, but oh my gosh, the kids in that movie theater were terrible about watching the movie. And I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't go to theater very often, but when I do, I like it to be, quiet and like immersive. And when you have little kids being loud and noisy, it's not very nice. So yeah.